Welcome everyone to the comprehensive full course on Jira product discovery. I wanted to make this video because before I started my career as the Jira admin, I was a product manager for about 2 years, and my work consisted of a lot of things. I was wearing different hats. I was creating tickets. I was creating the designs. I was talking with the stakeholders. I was talking with the developers and the designers in order to deliver, which is the really important thing. Now, the thing is, I wanted to make this video especially for those people who are eager about the product management and the product, which is the Jira product discovery. Now, as you can see, it is really different from the Jira because you have a lot of things going on in here. So in here it says gather ideas and insights in Jira product discovery, because you're basically going with creating the idea, right? So creating the idea, the first thing that I will go and I will create is the idea for the MVP. Now it says in here there is no field value. I can actually edit the field in here, and I can say add option, and I'm going to say MVP. Now I'm going to change the color of it. I'm going to, let's say it's going to be the green one. And let's see the category, select the field. You can also have the emojis. Let me say rocket. Let me add it like in here. Yeah, I can select the field. So this is going to be like for the category. So for the MVP, if I want to edit the option, I can do this. So as you can see right here, this is how it's showing. Now, what I can have in here, so very first thing is like, what is the goal in here? Well, I can say, and I can change this, can edit the field, and there is like category of ideas, and I'm going to say no, this is actually going to be the MVP, and that in product management stands for the minimum viable product, which is defined like the most needed features that you need to present to your clients. So without those features, there are no products. When you create an MVP, you just create layers on it, and basically you just make sure that those layers that you add are actually having some kind of a value. Either is it going to increase the user experience, or is it going to increase the number of users using your app, which of course generates more revenue. Yes, so you can do those things, right? So what you can actually do in here, you can also add the comments in here. So that is what you can actually do. You can also add a filter if you want. And in here, these are basically, well, these are your columns in here. So you can actually create the insights. I really wasn't using this. I really wasn't actually using the impact. Effort, yes. A roadmap, yes. And the documents can be actually pretty useful because in here, for example, for your MVPs and for each of these features, you can actually link your Confluence pages, which usually are going to be your PRDs or the product requirement documents. All right, so for the MVP right now, so these are like the ideas that you were adding. Now, what I want to do is like go and create, and I want to say, yes, you can create an idea here, and I can say elicit requirements. All right, I'm gonna say create, and now when it was created, I can actually open the idea right here. Can go back to the ideas. So all of these things, they're gonna be the part on the MVP. Actually, this one is not gonna be needed. So we already have this. So this is like one idea that you have. You can create more, and you can say, well, I want to have more ideas. So what I'm going to do in here, I'm going to say stakeholder meeting. It's going to create the idea, and I'm going to move this idea right here. I can add some of the comments, so I can say prepare for elicitation, ask why, which is really important in here to have. So it has like now the one comment, what is the effort in here? Well, if I can say this is the most important stage, you need to understand what kind of problem your client has and what you can actually do to help them. So that is why you need to ask a lot of questions, either about their product or either about their stage, where they're at, where they are at, if they have a roadmap or if they don't have a roadmap, how their team is functioning, how is the communication among the teams. So you need to understand all those things. So if I can say, this is going to be in a high effort, definitely. And now for the roadmap, you can say what is going to be the thing you're doing. So let's say that I'm doing this now, and for the stakeholder meeting, that is going to be the next thing. So as you can see, it's really interesting because product discovery allows you to basically focus on ideas. So right here, so these things, I'm not going to need them. I'm not going to need sample ideas as well, so those are not needed. So I'm not gonna need this field as well, so it's named category, so I'm not gonna be using it. Alright, so one of the things, okay, I see what it actually did, because I actually deleted the category and the category deleted the whole thing. Okay, that's not a problem. So I can actually add a field right here. So I can create an idea. I can say MVP. All right, and I can actually let's say move to the top when it's create delivery tickets. Well, basically, yeah, that is it. Search for a project and delivery tickets. No. So no, we're not gonna be choosing any of these. Okay, so we're gonna have a goal. So this is actually an idea, right? Instead of that idea, we want to have the, so this is what you can actually implement in here. So you can implement labels. You can also implement the status. You can also implement the assignee summary. effort. I'm gonna even remove this. Confidence creator, customer linked issues, key, reporter. Right, so all of these things can actually be created. Let me see here. Category, no. And this is what I want to add in here. Let me just expand this. Right now, I'm confused. What is this? This is now a goal. Okay, this seems to be okay. Alright, so it works like this. Alright. Weird. It was kind of a weird glitch. So you can say what is the status in here. Alright, I have this in French. Whatever. I believe that this is like to be in progress. And this should be like next or something like that. Yeah, it's still in French because I was only changing my personal settings to be on French, but then I returned it to be on English. But it seems like it still is reflecting it as French. So you can have labels in here, and you can create your labels. I can say MVP is going to be in here. I can say, let's say stage 1, for example. Right. I can say stage 2, for example. Alright, so it says like there are 2 items in here. Oh, okay. Let me just mark it as 1, and let me just mark it this as 1 as well. This might be like confusing in the sense if you say like these are the story points, but actually they're not. So you can even add more fields in here if you want, of course. But for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be doing that. So you can really you can change these things. You can publish this if you want. So you can publish the view, share a link to view for the people to view outside of the project. They don't need the Jira license or project access. This is actually pretty cool because if you have this project and you don't want to use Kanban, you don't want to use the Scrum, you just want to use everything that is about the ideas. And when you have brainstorming the ideas for a specific feature, you can share this. Project, right? So you can also have the comments. I'm mostly interested in the, of course, for the project access, it's open. You can change this to the limited and to the private. This is pretty much almost this actually is something that is let's say reminding on the team managed projects. So this is actually how it works. So you have roles in Jira Product Discovery. So you see who can be a contributor. So anyone who has access to Jira Software, Jira Service Management, or Jira Work Management, and to be a member of contributors group. Who can be a creator. The creator can be actually the one who has the product access to the Jira Product Discovery. You also have the options to create ideas. So you can allow contributors to create your ideas if you actually want to do this. And also you can select a description template, right? So you have like problem definition. And it goes like this. It goes like with the validations and everything. You can have a solution definition, and you can have like the solution. So this becomes your template, right? You can select view if you want. You can make all fields mandatory. I wouldn't recommend this. You also have your workflow, and as you can see, your workflow is based on a team managed project. As you can see, it's based on the issue type of the idea workflow, and you can actually change your workflow in here. And as you can see, it has much more statuses than, well, team managed project. But then again, it's based on a team managed project. We solved this. You also have the option to create the automation. So basically, almost everywhere are the automation rules, which is actually pretty good, because you want to minimize your manual work, because manual work is something that you don't want to deal with, because manual work sucks. Then you have like impact assessment, impact versus effort, where you can actually prioritize your features, where you have like impact versus effort. You also have the product roadmap. This is something that you really want to pay attention to, and in here it's much easier to add ideas in here. So for later, let's say I can add an idea. So first of all, I need to create it, then I need to add it in here. So let's say what is going to be next. I'm going to say create tickets for developers, for example. As you can see, I'm using the template. So I'm going to select on create. And now if I go for all of the ideas, well, it's basically in here. So if I go for the product roadmap, I can say create tickets for the developers, and I can say, well, this is for the later. Now we're doing the elicitation of the requirements. Right, so you have for the custom framework, so you can actually create your own views on how you want to, well, have the views. This is almost like, if I can say, almost like dashboards in Jira. Not quite, but this is almost like lists in the Jira work management project. So this is really similar, and you can actually customize this and you can create your own views. So let's say if I want to create a new view, and I want to create a new list. Now this is by the default what I have, and I'm going to say my view, and in here I can add fields. Now what I can do here, I can say what is the goal of the MVP, what are going to be what the status. Let's say I also want to have some documents, and I also want to have the designs. So if the designs are actually ready, let's say for the MVP, the designs are actually ready. So I can be focused on that. But of course, in order to get the MVP, you need to go through the whole process, right? Elicitation, you actually need to, after eliciting the requirements, you actually need to create the PRDs. After you actually create the PRDs, there needs to be meeting with your stakeholder. If they say this is good, then you create the tickets for the developers. Developers are actually working on your tickets and creating the parts of the features, where you're actually answering the question is if developers have any. When that is done, the QAs are usually the ones who are doing the testing, and the product managers are actually the ones who are doing the user acceptance testing, which is important to test for everything to make sure that all the features that were defined within the tickets are aligned with the user acceptance testing. And when all those things are done, then the part of the feature is done, and basically the whole cycle repeats. All right, so then again, you also have option to do the archiving if you actually want to do it. If you don't, that is also fine. But when you go for the all of the ideas, you can rename this, you can remove the emoji, you can save it as this and as a new list, and you can even delete it. I personally don't I don't want to delete this at all. So that would be really bad to actually delete this. Right, so you can merge this and you can target the area, so you can merge ideas so that it will copy the content from the selected ideas to the target ideas that you specify below. So it can merge two ideas, but usually it's gonna be different ideas. At least from my experience, those were the different ideas. Every time there were different ideas. Every time, mostly, it was all for the high priority. Yeah, so it was a challenging. It was challenging, but it was an interesting job to have. All right, so more or less, you can also have the filters. So if I want to filter this by the status, and I want to say, yeah, this is gonna be I want to filter by this en suspense status, whatever this means. I really don't know why this is actually in there. If I don't want to use the filter, I can delete it. It gets back. So it's really easy to handle. It's really easy to add fields, remove them, add ideas quickly. You can also download this with a CSV. You can download this as a picture, which is really interesting, because like in your Jira software, you really don't have that option to export your board as picture. Usually it's gonna be exporting it as the PDF, exporting as the CSV, and basically that's it. There is no like exporting it in as the picture, unless, and I really don't know because I haven't checked this, that based on the app that you install, maybe the app can actually do its magic, and it can turn this into a and turn your boards into pictures. So yeah, I can say that this should be at about the Jira product discovery. All right, anyone who was a PM should and will definitely enjoy this video. If you haven't, please like, share, and make sure to smash that subscribe button. Make sure to turn on the all of the notifications so you can know when the next video is going to come up. That was it. Jira Bro out. Bye bye.